Hello, Virgo. Thank you very much for tuning into your general read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Valima Tarot by Renata Lechner. For the supportive oracle cards, I'm using the Magical Spell cards by Lucy Cavendish, illustrated by Jessie Reisch. Reisch is R-E-I-S-C-H. All right. Already shuffled. Let's see what is going on here. Alright, we'll see how this is going. The cards are going in a different... Like, I feel like I'm going in columns. In columns. So, the way this feels... is I feel like you're getting a heads up about where a situation was, where it currently is, and where it's going to end up. Which I don't know if that's, I don't really feel like that's anything new, but I feel like, no, they're saying it's in pieces. This is where it was, and it's contained in its own situation. It's not blurring. Things are not blurring, but it's almost like a previous situation, which is finished, has defined what's going on right now. When this current situation has finished, this situation after it is going to be what it is based on what's happening now. Okay. Because it feels like it's three separate situations, but they're all building on each other, but they're completely, I don't know if it's like different people or something like that. Let's get into it and find out. Now, you got, in the beginning here, a situation that had a lot, it was very rushed. It went very fast. I feel like when this was happening, the situation you used to deal with, it was really, I feel like it was uncomfortably fast. You did not like the speed of it. You did not like how fast it went. You felt you had to do it. You had no choice. But when you were involved in this situation, you were at the time, you were constantly, I should say, looking for a way out of it. You kept trying to think of a way out of it. It did not feel good to you. You did not like the speed of it. You did not like how it went. It was like the situation worked the way it needed to, but it was not the situation for you. You did not like the speed and how it went. You did not like it. I just feel like you didn't like it. And you got the Hierophant here explaining that, but with the Seven of Cups on top especially, because I'm feeling like you just were constantly looking for a different way, something else. Your thoughts were always going somewhere else. Always looking for different possibilities, always trying to think of like, what do I need to do to change this? Do I just need to get out of it? I just don't feel like you liked it. And what I'm getting here is the situation it was very fruitful. Had a lot of benefits to it. It was very prosperous. I get the abundance card here. There's a lot going on. There's a lot going on at the time, at least. And it was a very good situation. But I'm getting like that Four of Cups. Like, I feel like people were unhappy there. I feel like you were not the only one unhappy. But I do feel like people were unhappy here for different reasons, and it seems like you were unhappy with the rate and how fast things were going. Other people seem to dislike other things, and it seems like that makes a difference here. Even though it was a good situation, other people were unhappy, but for different reasons is what I'm getting. I feel like you got along with people because you didn't have time to not get along with people at this time. It was too busy. It was too fast. So you didn't really have enough time to really get involved in other things. I feel like if there was a misunderstanding, then there was a misunderstanding and you just kept going. Now, that situation is in the past. That no longer exists. That was a previous situation. But you're building on it now with what's currently going on. Because I feel like right now, you also have success. You have success, but you have these two cards. You have the Seven of Pentacles, and you got the Ten of Swords on the top, but you have success here. It's a very successful situation. But I feel like it's just wearing you out. it doesn't go all that fast from what I understand. But it's so arduous. It's just like what you constantly have to do it. Like I feel like this is the other side of the coin, but it's like instead of being too fast, it's really too slow. And it's kind of like I feel like this is that Three Bears situation going on. Like that one was too fast, this one is too slow. The Ten of Swords is telling me like this is worse. To me, I'm feeling like this is worse than the too fast situation. It is so slow. And you're constantly like, when will we get there? When will it be to the point? Like, I'm all about, like, I feel like you're okay with, like, slow and steady wins the race. But when like, the goal seems to be undefined, or the goal, like, it's almost like the carrot in front of the donkey. It's just like you can never get there. It's just like you can never get there, and I feel like that's what this is. Even though the situation has success and it's working, it's fruitful, it just never seems to hit that level of satisfaction for you. It's kind of like that carrot being dangled in front of you. You just never seem to get there. And I feel like you're just not happy with it. Like, this seems worse than that last situation. And I feel like in the environment, what's going on around you is whatever the situation is, there seems to be lack of direction. There's just constantly trying to find a way to survive or to, like, I just don't feel like things are, I don't feel like things are defined here. Like, when I'm getting the Hermit, someone is smart enough and strong enough to keep the situation alive and good at that, but finding a resolution or finding out the end goal, the person in charge or people in charge just don't seem to be able to do that. And the reason you're seeing the situation constantly change, the carrot's still always dangling in front of you, you just never can grasp it, is because the people you're dealing with, they can't seem to find a way to make it happen. They can't seem to find a way to pull that stick closer and cut that carrot loose so you can eat it. They just can't seem to find a way to do that. They're constantly looking, and I don't feel like that's a bad energy, but I just feel like they can't do it. They just can't seem to make it happen. It's a good energy. It's people looking for answers. They're able to sustain the situation and keep it alive and keep it successful, but it never comes to full fruition. It's kind of like you're just not getting the full payoff you're expecting. It just never seems to happen. And the situation seems like it just feels like it's boring, droning on. It's instead of it like progressing, it's just kind of like flatlining at the same level, and it's just, I feel like you're bored with it. Okay, so this situation will come to an end too, is what I'm getting. It's separate from the last one, but this one is destined to end as well, because you're not happy. The last section. Is this good? Is this bad? I think it's going to be good, but we'll see. I'm not factoring in, well, they didn't give me cards to factor in the other side. They're just showing you and what's going on in the situation. The next situation you're coming into, which depends on you how far out there that is. You have the Nine of Cups, the Seven of Swords, the Moon card connects the situation. So the Seven of Swords is what's in the situation itself. That's the actual situation. And then you have knowledge coming in. So what I'm first pulling in here is you and the situation, the Nine of Cups, which is showing me that you're actually enjoying this situation. When I'm seeing the Seven of Swords here, I do feel like you may not know exactly what's happening here. I feel like this is one of those situations where leaving well enough alone seems to be the motto of the day, or maybe the motto of the situation. The Seven of Swords is usually kind of sneaking away with something, like just kind of disappearing in the night without getting in trouble. Like, it's almost like somebody getting more than they deserve type feel, but they're not getting called out on it. And I feel like the situation you're getting involved in, the situation itself, it's kind of making out, it's doing well, but like there's not a lot of answers. It's just kind of like it seems to be making it seems to be okay, but there's a lot of like open-ended why. Like, why is this working? Why is that? How is this going to survive? No answers in sight. the Nine of Cups on your side is showing me that like you're enjoying the situation for what it is. It's at a good pace. You're getting what you want out of it. The only thing that leaves you a little bit uncomfortable is I get this Seven of Swords. It's just kind of like you don't know why it's going on or how long it's going to last. And I'm getting that's again the moon card between the two of you. There's just a lot of mystery here. And the moon can be a very fun thing. It can be a very scary thing. Some people love the moon, and they're out there, and it's a very fun time, very joyous time. They enjoy it very much. Other people encounter moon madness, if I can spit it out, and people fear it. They don't know. They can't see what's going on. They can't see things clearly. Their nerves get the better of them. That type of thing. It's up to you what way that's going to actually fall. Because I feel like what the knowledge here with the moon is telling me, as long as you set yourself up in a position of defense, in the sense of like, if this doesn't go well or for some reason this doesn't pan out, you have something to fall back on, you'll be okay. As long as you have like some type of backup plan in the back of your mind, like, I don't know what's going on here. I don't know why this is surviving. I don't know how long it's going to survive this way. As long as you have a backup plan, like, well, if this goes south, this is what I'm going to do, and I have this in reserve to tide me over if that needs to be. As long as you have that, you'll be okay, and you'll be able to enjoy this situation. You can enjoy the moon. You can enjoy the moon. But if you're kind of like going from paycheck to paycheck, because I feel like this is a business thing, it doesn't have to be, but that type of analogy, if you're living from moment to moment, that type of thing, I feel like it could be more of a scary moon feeling here for you, and I don't think you'll enjoy it as much. I feel like this will be more of a traumatic thing. I feel like if this reading is hitting with you the past and the present, they're saying fortify yourself now. If this is a work situation, if that's what this is, start socking things away now. Put some savings to the side now. Have some investments to the side now. And you can enjoy this time. Because you're going to enjoy, like, the situation itself is good. It's just not knowing how long it's going to last or why it's actually surviving that's going to make you uncomfortable. If it's something else like a family connection, which I get for some of you, it definitely will. Like, my father was married 3 times. That's all I'm going to say. So it could be something like there was a first marriage, maybe this is a second marriage. And if this is a second marriage and you're completely unhappy, you know that this is hitting. That's what I'm getting. If it's a marriage thing and you're on your second one, or maybe it's not even your second, this is the second time you've felt this bad, whatever, you know. The third one, though, if this is a relationship type thing, the third one is just like you'll enjoy it but not know what to make of the other person. And I feel like that's what they're saying. Just get yourself ready for it. Just put yourself in a position where you're going to be able to handle that. I feel like I feel like business makes more sense to me. Past situation with business, current and future, and having yourself fortified and having the reserves so you're not feeling like you're going to have to worry. But I have to be honest, when I'm connecting with it in the sense of like a family relationship type feel, I'm getting like some things are progressing. I feel like it makes more sense to you if it's actually clicking in that way, like you know it. If you're kind of looking at this like, I don't know what to make of this, it may show up later, but the family thing probably isn't for you. I can't really find a way to connect this into the future, like how you're supposed to fortify that, but maybe it makes more sense to you, like, if things fall through, who you would live with, something like that. It doesn't feel as comfortable to me when I'm connecting it with like a family relationship way. I feel strongest with like a work, career, finance section. And I feel like as long as you have yourself fortified and ready to go, and you have your nest egg, if you will, you'll be okay in this future situation. Other situations, it just doesn't connect well for me, so I'm not sure how you're going to prepare for this. But they're telling me if that does connect with you on that level, you have the knowledge to know what it is that makes you feel safe in a relationship, that you can, protect yourself and have like that backup plan if you need it. Because for some of you, I feel like it's like something about where to live and how to live, something like that. It just it doesn't connect right with me, so I'm not able to connect in that line. I feel work is more where this fits for me, where more makes sense to me. So you got to do with it what you want, whatever fits right for you. I feel like you're going to know how that truly fits if this is actually making sense. Good? All right, I'm going to wrap that up there. Thank you for watching. If you would like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.